Value Impulses with Dr. Ulrich Vogel. Personal diagnostics insights, leadership, assessments, and personnel development. Hello and a warm welcome to the very first, yes, the kickoff episode of our Season 2 here at Value Impulses. Yes, it's been almost exactly a year since I launched my podcast Value Impulses and, it was time to look back, look ahead, and make a few changes. And in this episode, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'll talk about what happened and touch on a few highlights. There were a lot of highlights, so I can't mention them all, just picking out a few, and I'll share a conclusion, but I also want to look ahead. Yeah, so what? Are we changing now? What is actually going to be different here now? What can you expect in the future? And then also, quite specifically, which topics are coming up? So what did we start with, a year ago? Mental health. That was an episode that was listened to an incredible number of times. And Robert S. Hartman is also someone who clearly interests listeners a lot. So, what insights the founder of Value Science actually provides? A sense of responsibility, ethics, and corporate culture. Those were important topics that I addressed. Also, what assessments really are. That's a topic that always follows me, because that's also where I come from. And yes, I've done a lot of interviews, especially recently on assessment, for example with Gabby Traxel here, or in Switzerland with Christoph Meyer, who runs a really great company called Outvision. Or with Stefan Kohler, on leadership and management in hospitals. That was one of the absolute strongest episodes ever. Yes, and also with Tamara Dietl, about how strength and crisis influence each other. So, yes, a wide range of topics have been covered there. And with Matthias Speidel, for example, about the greatest treasure of our society, child and youth welfare under the microscope. I've been working with him for many years now. And yes, the younger generation is especially close to my heart, and that's very important. And that leads to the bridge of a trilogy that I created with my colleague and another colleague, both very young people, which I called Generations in Exchange. Yes, there we explored a variety of topics. But also, yes, I used to be a personnel consultant myself. How has personnel consulting changed over the decades? And I also talked about that with Max Kepler, with whom I work closely. But also things like, successfully filling C-level positions in business. With top executive search, people like Dr. Carlo Macroth, with whom I have also worked for a very long time. But we also delved into other topics, for example, with Leo Martin, who is a former operative of the Office for the Protection of the Constitution. His personal catchphrase, or also the episode, is officially titled, I'll Get You. It is fundamentally about trust, and how to actually assess people. After working in assessments and also in development and selection for 25 years, I, for example, compiled the most common development areas for managers in episode 51, so I did a strategic analysis. With Heidi Steinberger, whom I've been working with for a long time, I've also delved deeper into career insights. She's an absolute expert and also a leading figure on LinkedIn. And with Werner Katzengruber, whom I've been friends with for a long time and worked with many years ago, we discussed his new book, Mental Health. So, as you can see, we've done quite a lot, actually, a total of 59 episodes in this first season. And my conclusion is this: it was truly a lot of fun, but also a lot of hard work, The fun definitely outweighed the work, and, even the work itself is enjoyable, even if it's tough sometimes. I experimented a lot, talked to a lot of people, got some advice and so on. And I think something good came out of it. We've got some decent numbers, though of course, things can always be better, I'd say. And, maybe the takeaway is that it was partly inefficient. So, a pretty solid start, but there's definitely room for improvement. That's why, a few weeks ago, I hired someone who's an expert in that area. I actually spoke with him for the first time over a year ago. It's Florian Shatner from Podmark, and we agreed that he'd help me out as a pro to get a bit better at this, so now I'm switching over to the preview. I especially want to focus on targeting the right audience. Florian really pushed me to sharpen that focus. So, what target groups do we have at Profiling Values? Which target groups is this podcast, Wordy Impulse, really meant to serve? First, there's the large group of consultants, coaches, and trainers. When I say consultants, I always mean those with an HR focus. So, what's their pain point? Where do they struggle? What solutions can we offer? How can I help them as well? And the second target group is corporate. That includes people from HR, or sometimes line managers in leadership roles, department heads, or managing directors. Where are their pain points? Well, with staffing, of course, that's been obvious in the market for a long time now, and it's not going to get any better. In personnel development, yes, talent management, and all those things, how do I help people move forward? Leadership development, but also team building and organizational development are areas that are really in flux, especially when we look at artificial intelligence and everything related to new work. I've already done an episode on AI, by the way. Right now, I'm really focused on it. There will be more to come on that topic. And, maybe another pain point for our target group, consultants, coaches, trainers, is that selling services isn't all that easy, and it's getting harder and harder. And here, I really see myself as a bridge connecting what does HR need? What does corporate HR need? And, line managers. And what can consultants, coaches, and trainers actually deliver? How, can we bring them together in a way that everyone benefits? And that's exactly where I see myself, as someone responsible for building that bridge. So, what's actually going to happen, concretely, in the future? I want to keep things a bit more concise, a bit shorter, and get to the point faster. I'll stick with weekly updates. Now, at the start of Season 2, there will be a bit more content. We've pre-produced a bit more so we can really kick things off nicely. But after that, I want to stick with weekly releases, probably still on Wednesdays, Wednesday mornings. So, what's coming up specifically? I've put together a little 5-part series that, highlights the pain points of selling services, as I just mentioned. For example, clear proof instead of just gut feeling, right? Your key to getting more clients in coaching and consulting, Or, for example, how you can actually prove the real value of your coaching. How you can reach long-term clients through working with values, And I also recorded a great episode with my colleague Hannah about our new course, Personal Diagnostics Compact. So, it's about underestimated mistakes in HR and how to make the right decisions. We've got some really great things planned. We're putting the pedal to the metal here. And of course, we're absolutely thrilled if you stick with us, listen to us, recommend us, and give us feedback. I'm looking forward to Season 2 and to you. See you soon. Bye.